Good morning to all. I am Dr.S.Hemalatha from PSVPEC Engineering College. Today I am going to talk about problem solving and ideation. Problem solving and ideation. So, what is problem? What do you mean by problem? Problem it is difficult to do something. A thing which is difficult to do something is called as a problem. So that is considered as a problem. How do you solve the problem, and how do that problem, after solving the problem, how do you make get an idea, isn't it? So once we find the problem, after that only we are getting an idea. So that is the today's topic: problem solving and ideation. Normally, problem solving is an act of defining a problem, determining the cause of a problem, identifying, prioritizing and selective alternatives for a solution, implementing a solution. There are 4 ways to get the problems. That is, first we have to define a problem. That is, when we consider a particular thing or when we consider a particular component. Suppose if we consider a mixie or whatever may be the problem that we use in day-to-day life. So each and every component has some problem. Suppose we consider a mixie, different people have find different problems when they use the mixie, isn't it? What are the problems that we face when we are using the mixie? Heating is one of the problems, isn't it? Then making noise is another problem. Then taking more power is another type of problem. So many problems are arises when we use the particular thing. That is, when we use the one thing, the different people have different problems, isn't it? So first, defining a problem. What problem? That is defining the problem. Then determining the cause. So why the heat is produced? The heat produced enough. So what are the causes that produce the heat in the mixie? What are the factors that we consider to reduce the mixing? Heat producer. First analyze the problem. Then the third thing is identifying, prioritizing and selective and alternative for solution. So immediately you never go to the next level. So you have to find the alternate solution. So sometimes so switch off the mixie for some hours and then switch on, switch off period varying. So you have to find alternate solution. So if suppose that is not fit then only we can consider that thing creates a problem. Okay, wow. So initially we don't say that this is the problem. First we have to analyze the problem. Then last one, after that we are going to implement the solution. So define a problem, generate a new idea, then implement, evaluate and select the solutions. The problem, there are many techniques are used to solve the problem. So once we are creating the problem, then to solve, there are many problem solving techniques are used. So here I have identified 2 techniques. The flow chart is used to identify the expected steps for the process. Once the problem is making a flow chart. So this is one of the way for solving the problem. The next way is cause and effect diagram. Making a diagram, cause and effect diagram to define and analyze the root causes of the problem. When the problem is in the diagram pictorial representation. So these 2 ways are used for problem solving techniques. Then first one, problem definition. Differentiate fact from opinion. Suppose if we consider a single problem, that is, if we consider a single thing, many people have different opinion about that problem, isn't it? So problem is so many people have different idea about that problem. That is the first thing. Differentiate fact from opinion. Then specify underlying the causes. What are all the causes to create the problems? What are all the things that creates that problem? First analyze the causes. Then consult each faction involved for information. So over the theory. That is problem particular that is each and every that is given the problem for so many people get an idea that what they told about that particular thing. Again the problem, we are not going for the solution. about the problem, different people says what different people says about that problem. That is the third thing. Then the fourth one, state the problem specifically. Among that all the statements, we have to pick up the specific state for the particular problem. புரியுதா? So ஒரு ப்ராப்ளத்தை கொடுத்துட்டு எல்லாரும் என்ன சொல்றாங்கன்னு கேட்டுட்டு ஒவ்வொருத்தரும் that is different people have different opinion. Among that opinion, we have to pick up a particular, not pick up a particular thing, pick up any 5 techniques. That is ஒரு group of இதை நம்ம எடுத்துக்கிறோம். 10 சொல்றாங்கன்னா என்ன பண்றோம்? ஒரு 5 வந்து நம்ம என்ன பண்றோம்? Pick பண்றோம். That is the fifth one. State the problem specifically. Identify what standard or expectation is violated. What are all the standards or expectations are violated from the particular, நம்ம கன்சிடர் பண்ற ப்ராப்ளம்ல என்ன ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் வயலேட் ஆயிருக்குது, what are all the standards or expectations are violated. Mixing up, making sound, or making noise or heating. So இதெல்லாம் நம்ம எனக்கு violate ஆயிருக்கு. அந்த ப்ராப்ளம் ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணி அதை and then determine in which process the problem lies. That is again எதனால இந்த ப்ராப்ளம் வந்துச்சு, what are all the problem who raises this what are all the facts raises this what are all the facts raises this problem. That is the sixth one. Then avoid trying to solve the problem without data. So data எதுவுமே இல்லாம, that is once the problem is created, we have to take some data, we have to analyze that. Already I told that. So once mixie get heated, what we have to do, we have what are all the A வந்து இந்த mixie heat ஆகும் first analyze பண்ணணும். புரியுதா? So if whether the mixie run for a longer time, otherwise internally it has some deficiency, internally ஏதாவது repair ஆயிருக்கா. So we have to analyze. We don't immediately go for the next solution, the next step. You repair போக கூடாது. That is analysis. So data analysis is very very important. Once you are picking a problem, to take a problem, the data analysis is very very important. Okay, ஒரு ப்ராப்ளத்தை நீங்க innovationக்கு போகணும்னா first you should identify the problem and create an idea. After that only you move on to innovation, isn't it? So once for identifying the problem, the data analysis is very very important. So என்னென்ன எப்படி இருக்கு, heat எப்படி ஆகுது, எந்த டைம்ல heat rise ஆகுது, increase ஆகுது, decrease ஆகுது. So here I talk about only mixie. So in the same manner you have to take in so many parameters. So light, fan, whatever it is. So in day to day life. So while your mother grooming the house, then cleaning your house, she may face more problems, isn't it? So சில பேருக்கு என்ன பண்ண முடியாது, குனிய முடியாது. So அந்த டைம்ல என்ன பண்ணலாம்? So what என்ன பண்ணலாம்? Think again and again. So one day an idea will create. என்ன பண்ணலாம்? So how do இது எப்படி பண்ணனா இந்த குனியறத அவாய்ட் பண்ண, you have to think about again and again. At last you have got an idea. Okay va? So the first to move on to the innovation step, first you have to identify the problem, to pick up the problem. The data analysis is very very important. Whatever may be the problem you are facing in day to day life, whatever it is, while you are coming in the bike la varumbodhu you may face so many problems. Whatever it is, the data analysis is very very important. Okay va? Then next one, then generate alternative solutions. What are all the alternative solutions to reduce the problem or to avoid the problem? So you have to generate alternative solutions. Okay va? Idu ippdi பண்ணனா எப்படி இருக்கும்? What are all the solutions? The first one, postpone evaluating alternatives initially. Include all involved individuals in the generating alternatives. So எல்லாருமே கொடுக்கணும். So இது வந்து this problem solving it is not a single person evaluation. It is a teamwork. It is not a தனியா பண்ண முடியாது. It is a teamwork. Then third one, specify alternative consistent with organizational goals. Specify whether while solving the problem, whether it needs a long-term process or it expects a short-term analysis. That is very very important. ரொம்ப நாளைக்கு இது இருக்க கரெக்டா இருக்கணுமா, இல்ல ஷார்ட் டர்ம்க்கு இது ஓகேவா, அந்த ப்ராப்ளம் சால்வ் பண்ணா போதுமா? So analysis. So இதெல்லாமே these are all the data we have to collect while solving the problem. Okay va? So what are all the data? That is practical data as well as the data short whether the problem வந்து for a long term or short term analyze பண்ணனுமா இல்ல வந்து the solution needed for a long time or the solution needed for a short time. Then brainstorm is another idea. Brainstorm is it is one of the very important technique. A group of people sitting on a room and discuss about the problem and they give a different idea about that problem. So analyze that idea, that is analyze that particular that idea, then we are move on to the next step, that is the brainstorm technique. The brainstorm technique, it is an older technique. So a group of people sitting on a room and talk about the problem. The group of people, mostly the expert people from various disciplines are sitting in a room and discuss about the problem. So ஒரே ஒரு இதுல இன்ஜினியர் மட்டும் அப்படி கிடையாது, இல்ல டாக்டர் அந்த மாதிரி இல்லாம various disciplines, so many discipline peoples are sitting in a room and they analyze about the and giving their opinion about that problem. That is called as brainstorm. Okay va? Then seek alternatives that may solve the problem. வேற ஏதாவது alternatives இருக்கான்னு பார்க்கறோம், இல்லனால என்ன பண்றோம், move on to the next one. Next, once evaluate and select an alternative. So once the problem நம்ம fix பண்ணிட்டோம்னா evaluate the problem and select an alternative. When we are choosing the alternative solution, the solution must not deviate the target. That is deviate the target. நம்ம ஒரு கம்பெனி வெச்சா இதுதான் என்னோட குவாலிட்டி வந்து மெயின் அமைச்சிருப்பாங்க. So they should not violate the quality. ஏன்னா சில கம்பெனிஸ் காஸ்ட், ஸோ ஈச் அண்ட் ஒவ்வொரு இன்ஸ்டியூட், that is ஒவ்வொரு கம்பெனிஸும் ஒவ்வொரு இது வச்சிருப்பாங்க. ஸோ தே ஷுட் நாட் வயலேட் தி டார்கெட் ஸ்டாண்டர்ட். ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் இஸ் வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். குவாலிட்டி ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் இஸ் வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். So once evaluate the problem, while evaluating the problem, we should keep on the standard of the particular company or standard of the particular product. Then evaluate the alternatives without bias. Without bias means so many people gives different opinion about the particular problem and so many people gives alternative solutions about that, isn't it? So we must take all the solutions. Partial partially you say this correct, partial, there is no partiality. So we must consider all the alternatives. That is the next one. Then evaluate alternatives related with established goals. Whether the evaluated value is established our goals. நம்ம என்ன கோல் டார்கெட் பண்றோமோ அதை ரீச் பண்ணிருக்கான்னு செக் பண்ணணும். புரியுதா? So standard, without deviating our standard and without deviating our target level, whether our evaluation என்னது evaluation இந்த கோல்ஸ் வந்து ரீச் பண்ணிருக்கான்னு பார்க்கறது தான் நெக்ஸ்ட் லெவல். Then evaluate both proven and possible outcome. அதுக்கப்புறம் then select the particular thing. So எந்த இதை நம்ம செலக்ட் பண்றோமோ அங்கதான் என்ன பண்றோம், pick out any one of the problems. அங்கதான் so after these kinds of analysis we have to pick up selective problems. So before going on to ideation, once you are move on to innovation level, before move on to innovation level ஏதாவது கண்டுபிடிக்க போறீங்க, ஏதாவது பண்ண போறீங்கன்னா first consider, identify the problem. So for that problem statement, these are all the steps. புரியுதா? உங்களுடைய ப்ராப்ளத்தை நிறைய பேரோட டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணுங்க. எல்லாமே டிஸ்கஸ் வித் வேரியஸ் டிசிப்ளின்ஸ். நீங்க மட்டும் பண்ணாம group of people, that is the people contains various disciplines. Even though the persons, those who not having the என்னது படிப்பு இல்லாதவங்களையும் சேர்ந்து கன்சல்ட் பண்ணணும். That is very important. The people those who are not having the education, அவங்களோடையும் you have to consult. அதுவும் அவங்களும் இருக்கணும். So consult பண்ணி then you have to pick up the particular problem. Once the problem you have to identify the particular. So என்னுடைய மிக்ஸி இதனால தான் ஹீட் ஆகுதுன்னு ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணிட்டனா the next level is very easy. Okay va? So the solution given to the next level is very easy. So the pick up in problem state, identifying the problem statement is very important for innovation. That should be in innovative level. இதுங்கிறது common things. So in innovative productல வந்து ஒவ்வொன்றுமே innovative. Small changes in the product make an innovation, isn't it? So already invention is done by some other people. Early right கண்டுபிடிச்சாச்சு fan எல்லாமே invention is over. Now innovative things will இதுக்கப்புறம் நீங்க பண்ண வேண்டியதெல்லாம் innovations, making a small changes in that particular product and bring on to the market. புரியுதா? Then implement. Once the you have to pick up the problem, evaluate, analysis, everything will happen. Then at last, implement. The last stage is implement and follow up on the solution. So, எல்லாமே ஐடென்டிஃபை ப்ராப்ளம் இருக்கான்னு ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணிட்டோம். இப்போ அந்த ப்ராப்ளம் என்ன பண்ண போறோம், என்ன பண்ணாலும் எப்படி இம்ப்ளிமெண்ட் பண்ணலாம், தட் இஸ் த லாஸ்ட் ஸ்டெப். So in implementation, plan and implement pilot test of the alternate solution, gather feedback. So implement பண்ணும்போது get feedback from all the persons, from the customer or from the teamwork, whatever it is, from the used person, get feedback from it. So என்ன கொடுக்குறாங்கன்னு அதை வந்து அனலைஸ் பண்ணணும். Seek acceptance and consequences by all those affected. அந்த ப்ராப்ளத்தை யாரெல்லாம் அஃபெக்ட் ஆகிருக்காங்களோ அவங்க அதை உங்கள்கிட்ட நம்ம வாங்கி என்னென்ன சொல்கிறாங்க அப்படிங்கிறத அனலைஸ் பண்ணுறதா establishing ongoing measures and monitoring. So once the problem is solved, so you cannot say that it is the solution for that, but you cannot say that it is the solution for that particular problem. You can continuously monitoring about the problem. Okay, but that is very, very important. So once you clear that problem, you never say that the problem is over. It is not over. You have to continuously monitoring the problem and get statement from various kinds of people. At last, you have to say that this problem is over. அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் நீங்க சொல்ல முடியும் ஒழிய அது temporary problem you cannot say that the problem is over னு சொல்ல முடியாது. ஓகேவா? Evaluate long term result based on final solution. The result should be long term. It should not be a short term result. Okay, long term it gives result for a long term only. You can say that the problem is over. Okay, next one, creation. Once you pick up the problem is over. You are finding, so this is the problem for this case. Then you pick up the one problem, then create. Otherwise, that is one way. Next one, you have to create the problem. Creative problem means creativity is very, very important for entrepreneur. That is, can anyone say the example for this one? Creativity for entrepreneur. So, that is small changes in the பேஸ்ட் கட்டும்போது சாதாரணமாக கட்டினாங்க, அதுக்கப்புறம் என்னது ஒட்டிக்கோ அந்த மாதிரிலாம். ஸோ தட் இஸ் a creativity. ஸோ இதெல்லாம் எதுக்காக? திஸ் creativity இஸ் டன். யார் சொல்லுவோம்? ஆண்டர்பிரனர். யார் வந்து அங்கே ஓனராக இருக்கிறாங்களோ அவங்க சொல்லுவாங்க. புரியுதா? பிகாஸ் வேஷ்டி இஸ் அவைலபிள் இன் ஆல்ரெடி எல்லா இடத்துலையுமே இருக்கு. பட் என்ன வேணும், அதனால இப்போ என்ன சின்ன குழந்தைங்க கூட கட்ட ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாங்க. ஸோ கிரியேட்டிவிட்டி, the creativity can be very, very important for an entrepreneur. Suppose if you are become an entrepreneur in the future, the creativity is very, very important. That is making a small things in the existing one. That's all. Creativity, it is not an innovation. You should not go for the invention. Making the small thing in the existing one. That is called as creativity. So creativity can be important as a of the entrepreneur, and creativity is the development of original ideas to solve the issue. Whatever may be the issue we find in the daily life, then if you solve that issue, the creative solve panina, that's all. Okay, ma? So these are the things expected from the entrepreneur, and these are the things must needed for entrepreneur. Then creative problem solving. There is 5 steps to evaluate the problem. That is first one, clarify. நம்ம என்ன problem உண்மையிலே problem இருக்கான்னு clarify பண்றோம். புரியுதா? Then the second step is ideate. Idea create பண்றோம். Once the problem create பண்ணும்போது என்ன பண்ணலாம்? Ideate. Then the third step is develop the problem. Fourth one, implement. And fifth one, implement அது அப்படி ப்ராடக்ட்டை கொண்டு வந்து fifth one என்ன பண்றோம்? அதை evaluate பண்றோம். That is, it is work for very long term or not. So these are the 5 steps for creative problem solving. Okay, va? Then creative problem solving, the first one is clarify the steps. That is, we have to consider the key steps. That is problems. These are all the main key. A, B, C, D are the main key problems arise in the particular thing. இதனால தான் இந்த problem உருவாகுது அப்படிங்கிறது ஒரு main keys. Then that main keys, that is main problem, arise by some other sub problems, isn't it? இப்போ ஒரு இது வந்து ஒரு problem arise ஆகுதுன்னா இதனால தான் arise ஆகுது நம்ம சொல்லிடுறோம். அதுக்கப்புறம் அந்த problem வேற எதனாலயும் இருக்கும். Then அந்த sub problems created by some other voltage fluctuationsனால heat வந்திருக்கலாம். Whatever it is. So the main problem is arises by sub problems. That sub problems also arises by some other sub problems, isn't it? So So normally it is called as fishbone diagram. This diagram is called as fishbone diagram. So by using the diagram, what are all the ways the problems are creating? The keys are, what are the keys to create the specific problem? That is the fishbone diagram. So once clarify the problem, once we are clarifying the problem, then move on to ideate. Ideate is the process of coming with the innovative ideas. So ideation, bringing the ideas. The divergence of ideas involved with creative problem solving is a major focus. So ideation is the major focus. Then next one, develop the idea. It is the step in which the entrepreneur takes the list of ideas generated and tests each solution feasibility. So once we have the ideas generate we have to develop. Again develop so many ideas are there. When develop different people give different kinds of ideas, isn't it? So we have to consider all the ideas. எல்லா ஐடியாவையுமே கன்சிடர் பண்ணி at last we have to pick up one idea. So initially ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம் எடுத்தோம் அப்படினா ப்ராப்ளம் பிக் பண்றதுக்கு நிறைய ways. One problem பிக் பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் so many ways are created. ஒவ்வொருத்தருக்கும் ஒரு opinion ideas கொடுத்து different people have different ideas. எனக்கு இது வேண்டாம்னு சொல்றேன், இது நல்லா இருக்குன்னு சொல்றேன், இன்னொருத்தவங்க இல்ல இது இப்படி இருந்தா நல்லா இருக்கும், இல்ல எனக்கு இது வேணும். So different people have different ideas. So from that idea we have to pick up one particular idea. So ideas involve experiments and tests. Ideas converge, explore through prototyping. அதுக்கப்புறம் once ideas நம்ம பிக் பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் we move on to the next step, prototype. அத மாடலுக்கு கொண்டு வரோம். The third step is prototype. Implement means once the test is over என்ன பண்றோம், அத மாடலா செய்யணும். That is the implementation. Then the last one is evaluation. Whether our implemented thing is fit for the market or it is very fit for the customer and it is used for a long term process, whether it is used for long term process or short term process. So this is the last thing, evaluate. Okay, ma'am. Then implementing creative problem solving, removing the waste the problem. So problem once நம்ம ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் இது பண்ணும்போது we should not consider தேவையில்லாதலாம் எடுக்கக்கூடாது, இது இல்லை அதெல்லாம் சொல்லுது. We have to, once we are considering the problem, pick up the என்னது எது கரெக்டாக இருக்கும், எது எஃபிஷியன்ட்டோ தேவையோ அதை மட்டும் எடுத்துக்கணும். சும்மா எல்லா ப்ராப்ளம்லையும் பேசலாம்ன்றதுக்காக எல்லாத்தையும் சொல்லக்கூடாது. ஓகேவா? That is the implementing. The first one, creativity to solve problems. So some entrepreneurial collaborative methodologies are, for entrepreneur எப்படினா அதை சால்வ் பண்ண some methodologies entrepreneurs are used. First one, crowdsourcing, brainstorming, storyboarding, team creativity activities. That is crowdsourcing. Crowdsourcing means that is crowd கூட்டம் நிறைய ஸ்பேஸ் சேர்ந்து so many people discuss about a particular problem and give the solution for that problem. That is called as crowdsourcing. So the people may have the knowledge, technical knowledge or not. The people may have particular educated people or not educated people. That may not bother. A crowded people talk about a particular problem. That is called as crowdsourcing. Second one is brainstorming, thinking. So once என்ன பண்ணுவோம்னா brain think பண்ணி இது பண்றோம்ல, that என்ன பண்ணலாம் ஒவ்வொருத்தரும் ஒவ்வொரு thinking. So that is second one, thinking. Third one is storyboarding. Storyboardingனா படம் வரைஞ்சி அந்த ப்ராப்ளம் எப்படி இருக்குன்னு அப்படி ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணி ஒவ்வொருத்தரும் நீ I giving problem statement is given. For that problem statement ஒவ்வொருத்தரும் ஒவ்வொரு சொல்யூஷன் கொடுப்பீங்க. So ஒவ்வொருத்தரும் in the diagrammatical representation. In the diagrammatical way, every person gives their own idea, their own solution. That is the third thing, storyboarding. Last one, team creativity activities. Last adalla vachi ஒரு team create பண்ணி அதுல தான் நம்ம பிக் பண்ணோம். ஓகேவா? Crowdsourcing, it involves teams of beginners or non-experts working together to form a solution to a problem. That is crowdsourcing. Second one, brainstorming, openly discussing and debating the ideas, topics in a group setting. So open up is brainstorming, giving debate பண்ணியோ, in the paper writing, whatever essay writing, whatever will be the competition, by using that getting the data, that is getting the opinion, that is brainstorming. Then brainstorming motivate the participants to think about the problem solving in a new way. Once debate நடக்கும்போது definitely so many constraints they are considered, so many points we have applied, isn't it? So now the brainstorming motivate the participants to think about problem solving in a new way. Then storyboarding means diagrammatic representation. The problem is the solution is given in the diagrammatical representation. So now the diagrammatical so over each and every person shows their idea in a diagrammatic representation is known as storyboarding. Then team creativity. The team creativity is the process where the entrepreneur works with the team to create an unexpected solution for an issue or challenge. That is team creativity. So teamwork is very must, isn't it? So in the teamwork, clarity then it has clarity, idea, develop, implement, and develop. The main advantage of team creativity is collaboration and support members receive from one another. Collaboration, teamwork, the final product. Last one, ideation. Ideation is the creativity process generating new ideas which can be. So once the problem is identified and once the creative problem thinking is also identified, problem identify பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் move on to the ideation level. புரியுதா? என்ன பண்ணலாம் அந்த ப்ராப்ளத்துக்கு அப்படி so consider a single fact. So consider a thing. So அதல how do we solve this problem? அப்படியே next level க்கு போறது ideation. So the problem identify பண்ணிட்டீங்க, how do you make this into innovative level? Ideate the problem. So ideating creative things. So either so many ideation techniques are there: analysis, brainstorming, brainwriting, so brain working, challenging assumptions, game storing, mind mapping. இதெல்லாம் என்ன பண்றாங்கன்னா brainstorming. நம்ம ஏற்கனவே பார்த்தோம் brainstorming. Then brain walking னா நடந்துக்கிட்டே இருக்க சொல்யூஷன் சொல்றது. Then brain writing னா so in a single paper they are writing their problems. That is problem statement is given. For that problem statement each and every person comes and அவங்களுடைய they are writing their ideas. நான் என்னுடைய ஐடியாவை எழுதி வச்சுக்குவேன். Then the next person comes, so அவங்க அதை பார்த்துக்கிட்டு improve their idea. இதுக்கு இதை விட இது பெட்டரா இருக்குன்னு அவங்க எழுதுவாங்க. Then the next person writes some better idea, அவங்களோட இன்னொரு பெட்டரா எழுதுவாங்க. So that is called as brain writing. ஓகேவா? Then brain walking. நம்ம நடந்துக்கிட்டே போகும்போது அந்த சாதாரண இடத்துல இது பண்ணுறது brain walking. Brain writing, challenging assumptions, next one. Game story. Gaming as a method. Gaming by using the gaming method, making the ideas and creating the solution for the given problem. Then mind mapping technique encourages you to draw the connections between the different sets and ideas or information. இதெல்லாம் எல்லாத்தையும் கனெக்ட் பண்ணி இந்த மைண்ட் மேப்பிங் திங்க் பண்ணிக்கிட்டே என்னென்ன பண்ணி எதெல்லாம் பண்ண இப்படி இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு சொல்றது. ஓகேவா? Then reverse thinking. Suppose if it is the solution for this problem அப்படின்னு நாம சொல்லும்போது then reverse thinking இது இப்படி இருந்தா in negative manner, negative aspects சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லையா, that is reverse thinking. That is also invited, that is also needed for problem solving. அதுவும் நமக்கு தேவை. இப்படி இருக்கும்போது negative aspects. So reverse thinking is not a negative aspect. It is also gives one of the solution for the given problem statement. Okay, it is not you never consider about that. The reverse thinking it is தப்புன்னு சொல்லக்கூடாது. ஓகேவா? அதான் நம்ம ஒரு சொல்யூஷன் சொல்றோம். So this is the way, in this way this mixie is heated னு சொல்றேன். Then this due to this problem only it gets heated சொல்றேன். But the other person reverse இது இப்படி இருந்தான்னு கொண்டு வரும்போது என்ன ஆகுது? நெகட்டிவ் aspects. So நம்ம கொடுக்குற சொல்யூஷனுக்கு நெகட்டிவ் aspects வரதான் இந்த reverse thinking. Then storyboarding it is an excellent technique bringing the design and challenge to life. Story என்ன சொல்லல, diagram and போட்டு அந்த story வழியா சொல்றது, that is storyboarding. Then these are all some of the other scam substitute, combine, adjust, modify, put it other uses, eliminate, reverse. So this is now the main steps for popular identification techniques. In the steps, the main steps. Then 5 whys. Before you move on to the ideation level, you should ask. That is 5 why techniques. 5 whys. Why. You ask the question. So once you are getting, this is the solution for that. So you are find one solution for that particular problem. Then you ask why. Then so 5 times you ask why. At last you are getting an idea. At last you are getting a solution for that particular problem. So the 5 why technique is very important for ideation process. Okay, ma? So எப்பவுமே the problem solving and ideation. எப்படி problem solve பண்றீங்க? What are all the ways to solve the problem and ideation? How to once solve பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் how do you move on to the next ideated level? அதுதான் இந்த topic. So once for that you ask, that is you ask 5 whys. This 5 why technique is very important. Why? That is once first statement is over, again you ask why. Once second statement is over, again you ask why. So 5 times you ask why, at last you can find the solution. Then once you are finding the solution, make it into prototype. நீங்க அதை என்ன பண்ணலாம்? Implement பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிடலாம். Okay ma? So again I told that the innovation, that is innovation is something already existing. You move on that product into some innovative level. That's all. நமக்கு எப்படி தெரியும் அப்படி கொண்டு வர்றது. So in one car company, they faces one problem. Already they what problem they faces are, that is they are assembling the car. So everything is over. Once they take up the car from the outside, the room door is little bit small. They cannot take the car out from the room. புரியுதா? ஒரு கார் அசெம்பிள் பண்ணிட்டாங்க ரூமுக்குள்ள வச்சு, அதை வெளியில எடுக்கும்போது என்ன இது பண்றாங்கன்னா, the size of the car is little bit greater than the door. அந்த இவ்வளோ தூரம் ஒரு இன்ச் வந்து அதிகமா இருக்குன்னு சொல்றாங்க. I think you may the answer for that for the solution. Can anyone say? என்ன பண்ணலாம்? So some of the experts says மேல அப்படி கட் பண்ணி விட்டுறலாம், கொஞ்சம் ஒரு இன்ச் தானே மேல கட் பண்ணிடலாம். So some of the experts says கீழே அப்படி தோண்டி விட்டு காரை எடுத்துடலாம் அப்படிங்கிறாங்க. So on that time the watchman came on that side. So he gave the solution. என்ன கொடுத்துருப்பாரு? ஏரோட வீல்ஸ் எடுத்துட்டு வீலோட ஏர் எடுத்துட்டோம்னா காரோட சைஸ் குறைஞ்சிடும். ஸோ அதனால தான் ஃபார் டீம் ஒர்க், தட் இஸ் த க்ரௌட் ஸ்டார்மிங், technical person and non technical person both are important. புரியுதா? டெக்னிக்கல் தெரிஞ்சவங்க மட்டும் இருந்து எதுவும் பண்ண முடியாது. both are important. ரெண்டுமே தேவைன்னு சொல்லி. ஓகேவா? then initially நம்ம என்ன பண்ணோம், bulb is invented by Thomas Alva Edison. glow in yellow color, illumination level is low. now move on to எங்க போச்சு? tube lightல what problem they என்ன ஃபேஸ் பண்ணோம்? starting problem, blink of helium. So starter is the problem. So at last inbuilt starter is coming. Nowadays that is move on to LED bulb. So now at present LED bulb with inverter, isn't it? So இதெல்லாமே வந்து innovation. So bulb invented by Thomas Alva Edison, that is over. Now this LED bulb it is invention. So அததான் உங்களை செய்ய சொல்லுது. ஓகேவா? So this இந்த LED now inverter வச்சு வந்து what is the next level? வேற அடுத்த லெவலுக்கு என்ன போகலாம்? What are all the things? So என்ன பண்ணலாம்? Reduce the components. இல்லனா அந்த LED bulbல இப்ப என்ன மெயின் டிஸ்அட்வான்டேஜ் சொல்றாங்க? affect our eyes. இல்லையா? illumination level is high with low power consumption. The advantage of the LED bulb is illumination level is high with low power consumption, but the disadvantage is it affect our eyes. That is the rays are very harmful. அதுக்கு என்ன பண்ணலாம்? நீங்க திங்க் பண்ணலாம். ஓகேவா? So that is innovation. That's all. மாப் குனிஞ்சிட்டு பண்ணி என்ன வந்துச்சு? MI ரோபோ கிளீனர் வந்துருச்சு இல்லையா? இது எங்கனாலும் போய் அதுவே க்ளீன் பண்ணிட்டு வந்துரும். ஸ்வீப் பண்றது அதே மாதிரி க்ளீன், that is க்ளீன் பண்றது எல்லாமே பண்ணும். This is innovation. Okay, so first you have to fix some problem and think about again and again and ask questions why for sometimes, that is 5 times, definitely you are getting an idea. Okay,